Welcome back
Like a mug.
to the No Culture for Old Men podcast. This is Ben, Lawrence, and James here to go over some hot tops, NBA recaps, another lovely topics for you today, gentlemen. I know it's about to storm, so let's get this in before the power goes out.
Mm,
Let's hope the power don't go out, man.
nah, bro. What are you saying? Your power didn't come back on until like 3 in the morning?
Yeah, man. I mean, we was driving around here yesterday because we were trying to look for some food since we couldn't cook anything. And that road was over. And like just the number of trees down just from here to the little mall where I was going to order some food. I mean, it was deep. There was like at least six trucks, at least six town trucks out cutting up trees and doing their work.
Hey, welcome to the No Cultural Men podcast. Hey, thanks for joining us. Don't forget to like or follow us on Instagram or YouTube. Back for another show. Hey, first up in pop culture, and first thing I'm looking at how whack my hat is. And this joint is so beat up.
Told
I
you
need
about
a
the
new
whack
hat.
hat. Told you about
Yeah,
the whack.
are you in the witness
hats.
protection? Are you in the witness protection program?
I need a new hat, man.
Because your angle on this hat is like all I can see is your knee, your nose, and your chin bone.
Yeah, that's usually the case.
Yeah, he's trying to hide from somebody.
If I'm gonna do that, I need a better hat. So it's all good, dog. First
wow.
up, pop man. Drizzy has did it again. We talked about this a little bit a week or two ago when Drake and Michael B. Jordan show up at a high school basketball game, and I'm like, what good can come of that? But the reason he was there apparently was the one mentor this player named Amari Bailey. Amari Bailey, sorry. But on his mind. Now that was proof positive because drone footage caught them having a date at Dodger Stadium. Number one, shout out to Drake. He doing it big, man. He said, I'm gonna take her on a date and I'm gonna rent out Dodger Stadium on the first baseline. One, I don't know how much that costs. Two, that's just a heck of a first date. And three, did he really have to go that hard? What do y'all think about it?
From what the reports are saying,
This is new.
they've been sneaking around for months or whatever.
Yeah, this is not a new thing.
We're just finding out about it, but it's not new.
Oh, okay. So he been working on this. This ain't just a spur of the moment. Hey, I met you at the game and I took you out.
Nah,
Yeah.
that basketball game was the rollout.
That was like this is us in public. That's what
Yeah,
that was.
that was the rollout.
Oh, okay. So he just like let's get used to y'all seeing us in public together.
But
And you know what? That drone footage, someone tipped them off.
No, that was the helicopter. That the dude was doing
fly that drone down there and find Drake having dinner.
Whatever. But if you watch it, like if you watch the whole thing, that lady was dragging him. You could tell from the angle and the look on his face that this lady was giving it to him. Whatever she was saying, I don't know. And then they realized, oh wait, let's look up and look at the camera. But up until that point, Drake was getting dragged. He was just sitting there, just listening. So I want to know if this was like a makeup date or
she was dragging him during the conversation.
Yeah, they're trying to. Yeah, people are trying to say it looked like they was arguing about something, or she was cussing him out. But
it did look intense.
But I'm like, whatever. I'm like, you in Dodger Stadium with the chef or whatever. Calm your ass down.
I'm saying, how you gonna get dragged at Dodger Stadium? I took you to a private dinner at Dodger Stadium. How you getting dragged?
I'm like, how much does it cost?
50,000, 75 for the night.
That's a lot of bread, man.
I mean, that's off night.
They weren't even playing.
That's my point. So probably 50K. Hey, when you're Drizzy, I guess it don't matter.
I don't like that food. And this is more reason not to like
him. More reason not to like him.
There's more reason not to like him.
What's the other reason you don't like him? Is it his NBA fandom? Is that why you don't like him?
Because he can't rap. That's why I don't like him. People like best rapper and all that. Like, he sucks.
He's not the best rapper, but I do like Drake. He's entertaining.
Is he?
He's clever.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I don't think he's the greatest rapper. No, he's not the greatest lyricist of all time, but he's popular for a reason, apparently.
Because we lessen our standards of what's great. That's why.
Yeah, it's commercial. You know, it sounds good in the background. It sounds good on the NBA commercials. I mean,
Yeah, I'm not impressed.
yeah, it's
He's a
great.
Waste of space.
He's like soaked into the fabric of America when you on doing the NBA theme songs and you show up in the commercials and all that. I mean, you know, he's just part of American culture now.
And like when he sings, why are you singing, dude?
Well, it's intentional.
It's intentional to sound bad?
Yes.
Okay.
It's intentional, isn't it? Why else would you do it? Why else would it sound that bad?
I don't know.
All right,
I don't see how y'all could be so slanderous about Drake. I mean, he has given us hits like One Dance, Hotline Bling.
You ain't never listened to a Drake song
like what?
Ooh.
I didn't even know the songs you just named. What
You ain't
songs
not
Feelings. You know, In My Feelings.
I don't know that one.
And you know, One Dance. And you know, what was that song? Yeah, that In My Feelings. That was a couple years ago when it was everybody singing with Kiki, do you love me?
Oh, that song. Okay, that's what that is. Okay.
You ain't never listened to a Drake song and be like, ooh, bars. Never.
That's my point.
Never.
You don't.
I'm just saying the art of hip hop requires a multitude of things. It requires delivery. It requires the beats, the charisma to pull off the rhymes, regardless of how difficult or how simplistic they may be. Delivery is important.
His delivery is not even on beat.
Again, this is all part of the system.
All right, Tyrone. Are you comparing him to Will Smith then?
What? No, I'm not comparing him to Will Smith. That's nothing's that bad.
They're not in the same category.
No, because Will Smith never came out in public was like, I'm the best rapper alive. Or whatever.
No, I know he did. But I'm just saying, entertainment value wise, aren't they the same?
No.
What are you talking about?
Hell no.
The same thing. To me, they're the same. They're the same dude to me.
Will Smith and Drake
are the same dude to you?
Yeah.
What? How?
And
as far as the rapping goes?
Career. What are you talking about here? What are we talking about here? I'm talking about Will Smith's rapping career.
No, they're not the same person.
I'm not. I'm alone in this. Okay.
Yeah, you might yourself on this one, bro. I mean,
to me, they the same dude rapping.
Really?
I don't see difference.
Are we gonna do a versus Will Smith against Drake? Let's do it.
That'd be a good idea.
Getting jiggy with it.
Really pissed me.
Getting jiggy with it.
What really pissed me off when it was like Drake can do a when they was like Drake
classic though.
When it was like Drake can do a verses with Jay-Z, I almost threw my phone.
Nah, he can't. He can't.
I'm like, what?
Hey, speaking of that, let's get all Drizzy, man. Speaking of verses, we got a good one coming up. You know what? I would really like to go see this.
It's at Madison Square Garden.
It's at the Garden, and you can get tickets, and they're actually letting people in, which is hot. The Locks versus Dipset.
This needs to be on a corner.
It's pretty simple. It comes down to Killer Cam versus Styles P.
This need to be on the corner store with crates. Somebody doing pull-ups on the corner. Like this needs to be street. None of that. Right.
Or they could be on a big ass stoop. They need to be on a stoop, just spitting it. I need just a basic beat. I don't need the whole track. I just need the bars.
All right, so who do y'all got in this? Who y'all think is gonna come out the winner in this?
I got the Locks. I was a big Locks fan growing up. Jadakiss, Styles P. So
yeah.
I like Dipset, but I was more influenced by their way they dress. More
because I don't know what name of June Jones. What's his name? June Jones.
Jim Jones, Joel Santana.
That's his name.
Yeah.
So name of Jim. I think I know one of his songs.
Nah, Jimmy got some records.
Jim's last 3 albums, his second to last album is damn near a classic.
What was that called?
The El Capo joint?
The El Capo, yeah.
That's a classic?
Yes.
I gotta listen to it. I've never heard it.
You would like it. Now, anybody under the age of 29 years old probably won't like it.
Mm-hmm.
But for us,
Okay.
it's great music for us.
For the 29 and over.
Yeah.
Maybe is that the 32 and over? Maybe.
Yeah, maybe a little bit older, maybe 32 and older.
Okay. Yeah. All right, I'll put it on the playlist. I'll check it out. I'm taking the Locks too. I'm a big Locks fan, man. Jadakiss. I mean, I like Jadakiss solo work and Styles P. I thought they were pretty hot together, so I'm going with Locks.
I just don't know if Cameron's songs age well.
Yeah, he might have an age problem with some of his music. I like Killer Cam though. I mean, you know, when Killer Cam coming in the car, it's good ride music, but I don't know if it ages well.
But I'm definitely gonna be tuned in.
All right, that's gonna be hot. That's coming up soon, so check that out. I'm sure you can watch that online, find it online, or if you're lucky enough to go check it out in Madison Square Garden. So look for that. Hey, other news. You know, there was a big MMA fight this past weekend, Conor McGregor fight, and of course, this joint ended in 1 round. Tyrone, you got some info on this. What happened with this fight, man?
So basically, Conor McGregor, you know, they're going through the fight, stepped back and snapped his leg.
I saw it. It was disgusting.
It was gross.
Now, I heard today he said he had a hairline fracture before the fight.
That's exactly what we said. We said he must have had an injury before.
Yeah, that's what he came out and said today. That I was injured before the fight.
Well, the way he stepped back and just snapped like that, I was like, that had to already be broken or something.
Wow.
Because your leg's not just supposed to hit the ground. Like, it was disgusting.
But he was still talking trash after.
Oh, yeah.
But if he knew that, he couldn't wear a brace or something.
Nah. MMA, man.
It's MMA, man.
Brace.
You don't get to wear anything?
No, they consider that padding.
A compression sleeve or nothing? What the hell?
No.
Well, he should have called that fight off then.
I've been trying to kick, dude.
See, if you don't see the video, you'd think dude kicked him and he broke it or something. But as you said, he just stepped back and it broke, right? So it's like
just snapped.
Wow, that's just disgusting.
But the crazy part,
do y'all think he's done?
Well, I thought he was done before the fight. I was wondering why he was fighting anyway.
Yeah,
I mean, because the last fight before this, he got his ass whooped.
This is his second defeat in a row. What do you think, Ben?
I don't care about Conor McGregor. I would much rather talk about this apparel deal that the UFC signed for like millions and millions of dollars, and they're forcing all the UFC people to wear the same clothes.
Well, who's the deal with?
Themselves.
They got their own apparel. I mean,
somebody.
Somebody.
No, it was Venom. Sorry, it's with Venom Sports. I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's a
manufacturer, probably.
Apparel. Yeah, Venom. I guess they're taking it over from what I guess Reebok was the one before. I don't know.
But
how are they forcing the fighters to wear this? How are they doing that? I don't get that.
I don't know. I just heard about it the other day. So basically, all the UFC, you know, they used to have your own joints, come out with your own fiery shorts or whatever, but now everybody's going to have the same joints. Everybody's going to look the same. It's a 6-year, $70 million deal.
That's it. So the fighters are not getting any money then,
and the fighters aren't getting any of that.
Well, that's what they get for having one promoter for the whole.
Yeah, what's the guy's name who owns it? I mean, he owns it.
Dana White or something.
Yeah, Dana White.
Yeah.
For the whole sport, you got 2 promoters. You got UFC and I forget the other organization, but
well, I mean, they're totally separate though. This is only a UFC
he's
deal,
what
right?
Don King. He's what Don King wanted to be.
Yeah, he's running the whole sport.
Yeah, that's just but how's that any different than Nike repping NBA basketball? How's that any different?
Because the basketball players get revenue from that.
Do they?
Yeah,
they get a cut.
They get revenue from jersey sales.
Hmm.
That's why
Oh yeah, their likenesses. Yeah, they get that's in the contract.
True.
And then you got individual deals, right? So what if Conor McGregor had his own sports line that he wanted to promote? He can't do that now.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Or what if he had some sponsor that was paying him for to wear his shorts?
Yeah.
That's precluded now.
And I guess the difference in the NBA too is still you can still wear your whatever kicks you sign with or whatever. I mean, you can wear Pumas or Nikes or Converse or whatever, and it doesn't interfere with that.
Yeah.
MMA, they don't have shoes. So it's not like they can rock shoes. It's just them shorts. That's all they wear and a robe when they come in, right? So
yeah,
it's just another way for these fighters not to make a lot of money, because I don't even think they make a lot of money on the actual fights.
Nah, dude, not compared to the gate. It's not even 10% of the gate.
Wow. Well, it's not a mature sport, so of course the money isn't big yet.
They charging $79.99 for the fight.
It's not a mature sport.
MMA's only been big, what, 10 years now?
But they're making a lot of bread, man.
So who's making all this bread? Dana White.
Yeah, it's going to Dana White.
I guess the way he justifies it probably is, promoting venues, training, yada, 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 the brand, yada. I mean, they signed a TV deal with ESPN and ABC, right? So,
yeah, they've had that deal with
it's
ESPN.
the model, I guess. Huh?
Yeah, they've had that deal with ESPN.
Yeah.
For a little bit. Okay, let's see.
All right, the highest paid UFC fighter was Khabib. He only made $6 million.
That's it. That's nothing.
Over his whole career?
Nah, I'm trying to see. I think that was for one fight, or maybe last year. I think that was last year, 2020.
Wow. That's still small money for almost dying in the ring. Getting killed every fight.
The average UFC fighter only makes $147,000 a fight.
Wow.
The average. So that's not a lot of money.
No, that's not a lot of money for that much punishment and that much training.
Yeah, I ain't doing that.
Bro, I ain't doing that.
Think of all the teams. I mean, you got trainers, you got medical staff, you got food people, masseuses. You got all kinds of stuff that comes out of your pocket.
I mean, nevertheless, dental bills.
I mean, John Jones is a big fighter. His career earnings sum up to $7 million.
Wow.
He's a top fighter.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Ben, you keep freezing.
Yeah, we losing you for like 10 seconds at a time.
I'm seeing both of y'all freeze too, so I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Or on this computer. Okay, yeah. So my synopsis on this is I don't give two flying flurperps about Conor McGregor or his broke ankle. I do care about Dana White's. I want to say something, but I'm not going to say it. White man self.
Make sure you cut that.
Sharing the money with the people who are doing the work. And especially for the way he treated a lot of my favorite MMA fighters when he was trying to get rid of them. His punk tail.
Like who? Who was he trying to get rid of?
I can't remember his name. What's your boy? Jim, never mind. I'll have to find a picture of him, put him in here. But
I remember him and Brock Lesnar had issues.
Bump Dana. No,
it was a black MMA fan anyways. I don't really
this care. Black dude, he was like the middleweight or lightweight champion, and he was beating everybody, and Dana just treated him like ass, but he was the best fighter pound for pound they had, and he tried every kind of way to get him to lose so he wouldn't be the champ anymore until that French guy finally came and beat him.
But then was he a middleweight or a heavyweight?
He was a middleweight. He's like middleweight or a lightweight.
Okay. Yeah, enough airtime for that, man. Let's keep it pushing. Hey, one last thing, quick thing before we move on to some sports NBA related stuff. Big deal happened today in the world of politics. They finally have funded the Child Tax Credit Act. Okay. Now, generally, most people would receive this general tax credit at the end of the year. Of course, when they file their taxes and they get credit for their taxes, you take it as a deduction. But now they've decided to actually pay it out monthly. And to me, that's a big deal because one, you're getting your money up front, tax free. And two, it can allow you to put money towards your kids for things they need to do, school books, school clothes, summer camps, yada, yada, yada. And so instead of waiting all year to get your money, you can take advantage of it now.
Is it tax free?
Yeah, it's tax free.
No, hell no, it's not tax free.
It's part of the child tax credit, so it's a tax free deduction.
Hey, that's gonna hurt car sales.
It's a tax free deduction.
That's gonna hurt car sales.
So you think when we file our taxes, that's we not gonna have to put that in there?
You gotta report it.
Yeah, they're gonna tax, dude.
They can't tax money they gave you, bro.
They taxed our stimulus. What are you talking about?
But this is different though. They're cycling off the original child tax credit you already get anyway.
That's what they telling us.
That's what they're telling us.
Yeah, I like this.
I say, give me a please check with your tax advisor. We are not tax analysis. We're not tax advisor. Please check with your local tax. Or consult the IRS.gov.
I'll say this about the I think it's what 300 every month till December
per child.
I'll say this. I hope it goes. I hope everybody does the right thing with the money, and if you need school clothes or whatever your child needs, hopefully they have it. Hopefully everybody goes to school fresh on the first day. I don't want to see extra Miami trips. I don't. We've seen enough of that.
Hey, we saw that the PPP loan.
Hey, I'm saying though, it's going to hurt car sales because a lot of Bammers, when they get that tax refund and that big lump sum, they go take some down payment money from that little child credit, and they go buy them a car.
That's helping car sales. It's not hurting them.
But if they're getting that money, now, they're not.
If they get that money now, they're not going to have it. They're going. It's more likely that they spend it on the day-to-day thing that they're supposed to be spending it on. Not buying themselves a ride. Well, someone might need a ride if you got to move kids around. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe it can help you make that monthly car payment that car you already bought. So
true. Or
that's not what the $300 is for.
No, it's not.
Keep that bucket on the road.
One hand feeds the other hand, man. If it's extra money, it's extra groceries, it's gas money. Every little bit helps for people. Now, of course, there is income limitations and maximums to this, so make sure to check it out if you haven't heard about it. See if you qualify for it. Main thing is if you get direct deposit, then hey, they're going to direct deposit that into your account between now and probably the next 15 days. If you don't file automatically, then they're going to send you a check. But you can check out I think it's childtaxcredit.gov and find details out on it if you haven't heard about it.
Was this part of the COVID bill or?
Yeah, it's funding from the COVID bill. So this is temporary. It's not funded for the next year or nothing. It's really, I think, the next 6 months.
So more excuses for people not to go to work.
I think it will be carried over in the next. It'll be carried over in the next 3.5 bill if they get that.
Exactly.
If they get that covered in the reconciliation bill.
I don't get that argument. I've heard a lot of people trying to say that now that, it's another reason for people not to go to work, or they're saying there's no work requirement in it. I'm like, you got to have income to file taxes. So where's this money come from?
Because people work for 2 months to file taxes. What do you mean?
Okay, so you file taxes. You worked your 2 months.
Dude, we're not going to have this argument right now, man.
Look, this is
we're not going to do that. Because you almost had me cursing on this joke.
Look, Republicans or conservatives or whatever the hell they call themselves say this because they say, oh, wait, we don't want to give anybody any money. And really all they mean is we don't want black people to have this money. Some of these Democrats, some of those Republicans who are in Congress right now are on record showing that they had public assistance when they were kids. So I don't want to hear anybody say that if the government, if everybody decides, look, all you people below this point, you need some extra money because people do,
I'm
whether
not
they are
arguing.
working or not.
I'm not
Well,
arguing about public assistance. I'm not arguing about that. I'm arguing that right now, people do not want to work because of the unemployment, because of the extra money that they were getting. So you're
And
going to
what-
give them. So you're going to give them more extra money. What's their incentive to go to work at this point?
All right, but see, that's what Ben I think is saying. That's going to be the argument from the right is that, oh, you give them
Regardless,
this money that people aren't going to want to go to work. And I'm
let them,
saying it's not the point. The point
let
is
them.
you're giving people with lower incomes a heads up and a hands
But you're
out.
not giving them a heads up, and you know it. You're
The
not.
percentage,
You're giving
the
them.
percentage,
You're giving them a handout,
the percentage of
and it's
people who are going to take it as a handout, fine.
Yeah,
But if
fine.
it helps, yeah. But if
fine with
it
that.
helps, but if it helps a percentage of people move from lower income
Yep.
to middle income to better, then that's what it's for.
That's exactly.
Besides, nobody deserves to be dirt poor in this country. Isn't this the richest country in the world? Yes.
I'm not saying that. That has nothing to do with what I just
No,
said.
that's what you said.
That has nothing to do with what I just
You're
said.
saying you don't want them to get the money so they
that's
don't.
the
All
result.
I'm saying is
That's
take
the
your ass to
result of
work.
what you said. Though.
I'm saying take your ass to work. That's what I'm saying.
We're not saying
That's
don't
what
go to work.
that's what I'm saying.
Because you don't
Nobody says
income
that.
out of this until you hit like $112,000. So we're not saying don't go to work.
So you think y'all are really like y'all just not realistic about this. You think somebody with 4 kids that's getting $1,200 a month are going to make an effort to actually go to work?
Some will, some won't.
Some will, some won't, and it's a lot that won't. So y'all sitting here acting like that's not a thing. Y'all acting a little crazy right now.
It is a thing.
That's a
but
thing. That's a thing, and it's been a thing for a long time.
So
So y'all act
somebody
like
who
I'm saying
somebody who's raising 4 kids is working. And for me, as somebody who believes that a mother should be paid for her work, should be compensated, then I'm fine with the government doing that. I don't got no problem. If she stays home and those 4 kids get the benefit of that money, they get to stay in school, they get to go and make themselves better. They don't have to be hungry and she sits on her ass and just watches them. I don't care about that. I don't care.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
That's
mad
fine.
at it.
That's fine.
I'm mad at it.
But
To me,
like I said, I
it's
hope
a hand up and not a handout. And I think if people use it right, we know this is America. It's a broad, diverse country. And the good thing about this is getting paid to anybody and everybody. Doesn't matter if you're in a blue state or a red state. We already know that people who didn't even vote for it are gonna applaud how much it's helping their community, and they didn't even vote for it. So the way I see it, if they use it the right way, it can be a big benefit to families, and it can help them prosper and help them get better. So that's how I look at it. Let's see how it goes. This is the thing. Once you give it to people, it's hard to take it back.
You already you gave him what 3 stimulus? You gave him $900 every week. What do you talk like? Come on, man.
Tyrone, you're the most conservative banger I've ever heard in my life.
But those things are going away, bro.
No, because it's like we gave what you gave. The government has gave. What are we talking about here?
Gave what? What did they give us?
Not you, because you wasn't unemployed. Like I wasn't unemployed. But if you were unemployed, you got $900 a week.
Yeah, but that
some
extra,
people was making more money on unemployment than they did at their job ever.
They were.
Yeah,
I mean, so let's stop the narrative that the government didn't give. Like they gave a lot.
They did, and they
Like,
needed to,
stop.
but they needed to. But the states, many Republican states have already withdrawn that extra money.
Yep.
So a lot of people are back to that regular 600 or whatever. Virginia itself is back to it already.
Well, Martin's Groceries is hiring they for $16 an hour if y'all need the job.
Hey, I feel you on that. We need people to work, but I still think it's a good thing. Let's see how it
work
rolls
for
out.
a living wage. If you make more sitting at home, freaking sit at home.
Hey,
you don't believe that, and I'm not. You don't believe that.
I do.
You do not believe that.
I do.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Hey, that's nice, man. We got to add some more political talk in here in the future. I appreciate that. All right, y'all. Moving on to the NBA and news in the NBA. First, let's start out with Stephen A. Smith and his most recent hybrid or uncontrolled comments. Tyrone, what happened here with the Stephen A. Smiths?
He made a very ignorant comment.
What was it for the people who don't know?
I forget the baseball player's name. Forgive me. I don't watch baseball. I think the baseball
Shohei
player.
Ohtani.
I think he's Japanese.
Shohei Ohtani.
He's Japanese, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So he doesn't speak English. Every interview he has an interpreter. Stephen A. Smith was basically saying for him to be the face of baseball, for baseball to move forward in America, it is not a good look for this guy that doesn't speak English to be your face. It's hard to promote the game and it's hard to market. And Stephen A. Smith got a lot of flack from it, which I do understand, but I don't. I don't think he should have said that, especially in the day and times that we're in. But on the other hand, people have said this about boxers and Canelo Alvarez and Felix Trinidad for years.
Mm-hmm.
Your top guy needs to be able to speak English. So, I mean, he caught a lot of flack from it. A lot.
Okay. What do you think, Ben?
I don't know. Eventually, I don't know. I think that part of what he said in his apology was that it doesn't matter what you think about it. It's whatever that group that you offended, when they get the feeling away, whatever they say is what goes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool. His comment was stupid anyway, because there've been plenty of athletes in commercials that have never said a word, right? I mean, the guy pitches and he plays the outfield. You couldn't slide him into a Bo Knows type commercial. I mean, Bo was on commercials. Did he talk?
One word, maybe.
Herschel Walker was in commercials. Did he talk?
Never heard him talk.
I mean, there's that Coke commercial where all the dude is, they dance, they move around, and all the LeBron does is walk up, pop the thing, and sips the Coke. There's thousands of ways to promote this young man, or better yet, use him to promote the game in his country. And they love baseball. You want to break into all these markets, let them talk to them.
This is where I asked the question. Those sports that you bring up that the athletes didn't say much, they were all established sports, right? Like they were already making money. Like it's documented. Baseball is losing money. Nobody watches baseball. Nobody cares about baseball in America anymore.
Yeah, baseball's on the decline now.
It's on the decline.
They still make money.
No, I'm asking a question. These are all
baseball is on the decline.
Hell yeah! When last time you watched a baseball game?
I never watched baseball.
Exactly.
I don't watch baseball.
The home run derby was on this weekend. Nobody freaking watched it.
I watched it.
I watched it because I like the home run derby, but
yeah, I watched it because of Shohei Ohtani. Yeah. And I'll say this: he's the reason I actually watched it. And this is why I say, one, Stephen A. shouldn't have said it. Two, I think he's wrong, because it's the only reason I tuned in was to watch Ohtani.
Right.
This dude's leading the league in home runs. Now, have I watched a baseball game this year? No. But I tuned in to see him hit the ball, and it was a show. I'm glad because I got to see Soto for the Nationals hit too, and he put on a show.
I never heard of this guy till this week.
Yeah, so like Shohei, I mean, he brought me into the All-Star game weekend. I wanted to see him hit. That's it.
Mean, I just remember at one time when I was a kid, the home run derby was an event.
Yep.
Yeah, everybody watched it. It was a big thing. But now you don't even hear about it. Nobody. It's just.
The landscape of baseball is changing. Like, I don't know any of the players. I don't know any of them.
No one does.
And right now,
I think that's part of it.
Right now, there's more. When somebody says junior, I know who their father was. Right? Like there's 4 or 5 young men in the league right now. When I was a kid, I was watching their father play.
Their dad's play. Yeah.
But I think that's Stephen A's point. You can't name any of the American play. Like, what player is going to make you want to go to a game right now?
But there aren't any American players, bro.
That's it. That's his point. You're trying to market a game in America with nobody that speaks English. That's his point. That's
too different. Well, that's a different. Well, okay.
That's his point. You're trying to market a player in America that doesn't speak the language.
I mean, I just saw what's his name on a nice Nike ad the other day.
Who was
Bryce
that?
Harper. I mean,
Bryce Harper.
Gatorade. Sorry.
So
I mean-
it's still the thing where people in power need to learn how to shift their, like I said, these people, man, they're wealthy, but they're not smart. Okay. You figured out how to own a baseball team. Somehow your parents, you got family money. Somehow you got granted into a baseball team. You work for it. It doesn't mean these Bamas are smart or that they understand how to do marketing other than the same old thing that they always do. You
Yep.
could market these games in a better way.
Yeah.
You could shorten the dang game.
Liam,
A lot
have
of
it
reasons
have
why
it
I don't
7
watch
innings.
baseball is it's too long.
Exactly.
I want a pitch clock. Like
Exactly.
I don't know why the pitcher's up there for 45 to 60 seconds. Throw the ball. Just you
Well,
walk
yeah.
around, you
But
lick
You
your
got-
finger.
Yeah, I just think it's a bigger problem than one player that's that you're now pumping up to maybe be the star of the game. Baseball has just a bigger problem than that. It's marketing. I mean, perfect example. You do have good players out there. You got Bryce Harper for the Phillies. You have Mike Trout in California who plays on the same team as Ohtani. And this is the thing: as good a player as he is, Mike Trout, as good as a player as Bryce Harper is, I never see him on TV. I don't see commercials for him.
Yeah.
I don't see national ad campaigns around him.
Never
Baseball, unfortunately, is not the it sport anymore.
It was
never
better
hear
when
anything.
NFL and
You
NBA.
never
And
hear
then
anything from Trout.
it was better when everybody was on steroids.
well, and also this unbelievable pitching this year hasn't helped. You see, they had to change the rules last week. They're checking pitchers' gloves for grease and for stickum and
Hey, but since
I mean,
they
because I was
started that
wondering,
rule,
I was like,
that's
no one's hitting the ball. What's
but
the
that
problem?
spin rate has gone down since they changed that rule. So somebody was
Exactly.
doing something.
What
And
does
it's
this
gone up already.
What does the stickum do? What does it do?
Makes your ball move different.
It increases the
Oh.
velocity, the spin rate on the ball.
Yep. Makes it harder to
Oh.
hit. Real simple. I mean, why else would you have 9 thrown shutouts in the first quarter of the season? I mean, that's like a record. No one's
What?
thrown 9 shutouts that early ever in baseball.
Why is there always a cheating scandal in baseball?
Because it's a cheat-based
It's
game.
a cheat ass sport.
It's
What
it's
the
not
hell?
it's not even a sport. It's more like it's a game. It's not a sport. It's a game.
It's a game, not a sport.
It's a game.
When did it get downgraded to a game?
It's like golf. It's a game.
It's like a tennis match.
Yes. When
No,
Tennis is a sport. I don't know what you're
tennis
talking
is a
about.
sport. I didn't say that. I said golf.
Wow. So baseball is golf now.
They call it a game. They don't call it a sport.
This is
The game
Jim's
of
hot take.
baseball.
I'm gonna put this in the title. Baseball is a game.
That's what they call it. It's the game. They say the baseball game. They don't say the sport. I'm
It's
just saying.
I mean, I don't know.
All right, moving on, y'all. That's enough Major League Baseball talk.
I don't know that about. That's fine.
Hey, USA basketball, man. All right. I know everybody watched last week
Oh Lord.
when the USA Olympic team went 0-2. They fell to Nigeria. And we said, oh, okay, first game, no big deal. And then they went ahead and lost to who did they lose to? Australia in game 2.
Yeah.
And then they bounced back against Australia.
No, they bounced back against Argentina.
Argentina. Sorry, they bounced back against Argentina. What is the state of the U.S. Olympic team, and are they going to win gold? Should we be worried?
Yes. This team is not well put together. It's talent, sure. We have talent, but who's your point guard? Who's your center?
That's exactly what I was going to ask. And I know we talked about this a little bit. Who is the PG on this team?
Who's the what?
Who's
Point
the point
guard.
guard?
Oh,
Don't have one.
Dame? I mean,
De facto.
it's gonna end up being Bradley Beal.
what?
Yeah.
The one with the least amount of handles.
What are you talking about?
He can't dribble.
He has the least amount of handles on the
It's
team.
gonna end up being Bradley Beal.
Dude, he cannot be your dude. They press in international basketball. He cannot be your ball handler.
It's gonna end up being Draymond.
Handles.
Bro, Bradley, you trying to piss me
You
off.
seen Brad
today.
dribble. You seen Brad dribble.
Him and Klay Thompson got the same amount of handles.
He's improved.
That's disrespectful.
He's improved, but he's still not the handle king at this point. He's just not.
He can get to the rack. He get you 2 or 3 dribbles, but he's not a great handler. He's not a great ball handler.
Nah, he's not.
Mm.
No disrespect.
You ever seen him? You ever seen him shake anybody?
Didn't cross anybody over.
Yeah. He was the second leading scorer in the league. Of course, he shakes people.
That don't mean you.
Don't mean you can shake. That don't mean.
Don't mean he can't. I didn't try to.
Klay Thompson scored 60 points on 10 dribbles or
10
something.
dribbles. I think it was 8 dribbles.
Whatever.
All right. I think this team is poorly constructed. I do have a concern about point guard play. And you know what? I mean, injuries play a role in this. There's a lot of players who couldn't participate even if they wanted to. So I'm hoping that talent carries them. But if they lose, I would not be surprised.
I have some concerns, more along the fact that there's no real center in this team. I mean, Adebayo, don't get me wrong, I love Adebayo, he's great, but eventually you need somebody who can clog, physically take up space within the lane. Having a bunch of thin people is, I don't know, it doesn't make sense. You need somebody who can physically clog up the lane. And I'm going to need Popovich to pretend like he can still coach. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to need him not to just roll the ball out and let whether or not what's
Kevin
that
Durant.
Alabama from New Jersey?
Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant's first jumper goes in, decides whether or not you're going to win the game or not. I need him to have an actual strategy. Beal shot terribly. Tatum shot terribly the other night, that second game. A lot of people, they were bad shots. They took bad shots. They missed shots. But the third game, there was some ball movement. There was some consistency. There was some swinging the ball from side to side. There's got to be an offense there for these guys to move in. And I know it's only a short time. They've probably been together 2 weeks, but they played the summers in the past. So they got to have something in the tank. They got to say, look, these are our 4 go-to things. You know what I'm saying? These are the things we'll always be able to do regardless. Let's do them. And I don't see that.
Who's your dog on this team, though? When you need a bucket, you're struggling. Who's your dog that's going to get a bucket regardless?
Shouldn't that be like Tatum and Durant and Beal and
supposed to be.
It's gonna
supposed
be
to be.
You got plenty of scores. I don't think scoring is the problem. You got plenty of them.
I hate when people say that. It is the problem.
Well, like you said, though, you have a dog out there. I agree with you on that.
The way you score matters, man.
No,
like,
I agree.
I don't care that you hit 6 threes when you're up 20, but when you down 2 with 2 minutes left, can you hit the go ahead 3?
Well, or can you get to the bucket?
Or can you get to the bucket? That's what I care about.
Yeah, I mean, like a Jimmy Butler on this team would have been nice. I think old school Carmelo would have been nice in this team. Also, the other thing you got to notice about this game, the international game somehow now is more physical than the NBA game.
Yes.
Yeah, they can lay hands on you.
You do not get those baby touch calls in international play. And you could see the players like Tatum and Dame like, I don't get that call. I'm like, no, you don't get that call because it's not touch basketball. They actually let you play in the international game.
And there's no defensive 3 seconds.
Oh, true.
There's no so you have somebody actually guarding the rim. There's no free layups. You're getting challenged.
Yeah.
That's why the United States needs a big man. So you can have somebody guarding the rim. Whoever put this team together is idiots. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to put in some work, man. I mean, you got really 2 guys who are going to play the big man role, Kevin Love, Bam. I think they got one more big man.
Draymond.
Draymond's considered their other big man. And they got Jeremy Grant, who can play power forward, I guess.
He's going to have to start.
Who, Grant?
Yeah. He's the only hustle guy you got on that team.
He is the only hustle guy.
You're going to have to start one of those guys. I don't.
Jeremy Grant's going to start.
He's got to. Who's going to start at center? Draymond?
Yeah, I like the lineup with Grant starting over Draymond. I thought that was a better lineup. They went Grant, Durant, Beal, Dame, and they started the kid from Chicago,
Levine.
I actually like that lineup better because he's taller.
I mean,
it was a big lineup at least.
This has 2004 Olympics written all over it.
If people remember, Pop was on that staff, the Larry Brown staff, in which they lost. My concern is, does that system work in international play? Also, can you pick up that system fast enough to make it effective? So we'll see, man. It's going to be interesting.
What do you say, Ben?
What system?
The Pop system.
He's not really. Oh, I don't know. Okay.
He's running his ball movement system. They're trying to.
And who's I remember in the past when Kobe played, Mike played, it was another guy, Lil LeBron, maybe his last year. They were like, forget offense. I'm going to shut down the other team's best scorer.
Shut down.
I'm going to shut them down. Who's that guy on this team?
Can't name him.
Holiday when he gets there.
Maybe no. Jeremy Grant.
Holiday ain't that guy. He gonna play great D, but he's not gonna take somebody completely out the game.
Yeah, I'm just saying when Patty Mills lights you up and beats you, I'm a little concerned. I'm just a little concerned. I mean, no hit on Patty Mills. He's been a great NBA player, but he don't do half the stuff he does in international ball that he does in the NBA.
I'm like, how old is Patty Mills? Why is he still playing, man?
Speaking of old, y'all saw Luis Scola, right?
Oh, man. Even 25 years.
That's a man right
ball
there.
For 25 years.
46 or something?
He's 41. That's a lot of basketball. You are not getting him off the court. I don't care what they say. He's going to ball till he falls.
I just pray that Luka plays the United States.
That's going to be something. If they get in a matchup, U.S. against Luka, he's Slovenian still?
I believe so.
Slovenian team.
I can't wait for that.
Wow. If he beats the U.S. Olympic team on his own, that's going to be like the biggest defeat ever.
He's going to have a 40-point triple-double. If he gets any help, he's going to win.
Man, I pray for that matchup. I just want to see it. I want to see what happens. When you put him up against the NBA team, and if he could pull that out, that would be a great victory for him personally and Slovenia if they can pull that out. All right. Well, we wish the the Olympic team well. Also this week was the WNBA All-Star game, and they did it a little different this year. They put Team USA up against WNBA All-Stars. The WNBA All-Stars won.
I mean, he had Candace Parker.
Yeah, Candace played for the All-Star team.
Right, correct.
And Abumake as well. So they had a pretty good squad. Yeah, they took it to them. It was an interesting game. I got to catch most of it. It was a pretty good game.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
Yeah, it was pretty good, man. So it was good basketball. We wish the women's team good luck. They're being coached by Dawn Staley this year. They got a record 7 straight riding the line. So I'm sure they're going to pull it out as always. But good luck to them as well.
Good luck. Go
Kansas. Good luck to the Olympic teams. All right.
And Candace not on the Olympic team this year.
Yeah. Hey, all right, man. Last but not least, the NBA Finals. We have a tied series now. It's 2-2. Milwaukee pulled one out at home, and we're heading back to Phoenix. What does you guys take right now?
I gotta apologize to Ben because when he said the NBA was fixed, I called him a clown. I didn't, but it's the fix is in, man. That's joint whack.
7 games is a requirement.
The fix is in. The fix
I gotta
is
stop
in.
saying that, man.
What,
dude? Did you not see Devin Booker literally foul this guy right in front of the ref? And they were like, no call.
I didn't see that play. I missed that play.
It was at the end of the game. It would have been his 6th foul. The ref was literally right in front of him. And he literally grabbed Drew Holiday.
Okay.
No foul. Now it would have been Devin Booker's 6th foul with a close game in the 4th quarter.
How much time was on the clock?
Like 2 or 3 minutes.
Oh, wow. I mean, I saw Chris Paul dribble the ball off his foot and just fall down with the ball. I saw that.
Chris Paul had 5 turnovers in the first half or first quarter. Either way,
He has
he doesn't
15 for the series.
he doesn't average a turnover a game in normal situations. 5.5. He had like
Yeah.
they had 16 altogether. And that's one of the staples for this team. They don't turn the ball over. They take care of the ball.
And they run.
They get beat on the boards, but they take care of the ball and they run. And if they're turning the ball over, how?
Yeah,
And
they got to get back to that. Now, I mean, this is the thing about today's NBA. Teams play really different on the road now. There's night and day between a home game and an away game. They keep saying, oh, the role players don't show up on the road. I remember a time where they did. And now they act like it's just normal that the role players don't show up on the road.
I don't get it. I don't get it. It just irritates the hell out of me. Like, where was Aiton last night? I know he grabbed 16, 17 boards.
And 6 points.
But we just forget that this guy dominated the paint the first 2 games. And now he's a scrub all of a sudden. What? We can't give him the ball in a pick and roll all of a sudden?
I
We
think
can't
big
throw out
stat,
loops.
he
But,
had
hey,
no free throw
but-
attempts.
Aiden is dependent on
Chris Paul.
setups from his team. Like they don't have just a regular dump down thing for him. So he's dependent on setups. And if he doesn't get those, then he's not going to get your standard, hey, I'm your big man, give me the ball so I can post this Bama up thing. I don't know why, but he's not going to get that. And really, the last play of the game, dude threw up the perfect lob. And I got to give Giannis some props. Okay. I don't like him still. He has a lot to do for me to change my mind about him. But last night, he played an excellent basketball game, full game. He focused on defense. He scored when he had to. He continued to pass the ball to his teammates and feed them. He didn't try to overscore. He played the perfect game. And Middleton actually deciding to be there
Yeah.
may have allowed him to do that. But to me, that was one of the best games I've ever seen Giannis play.
All right. I'll give you that. Giannis played a pretty good floor game yesterday. The block was big. I'm not saying like everyone else is, oh, it's the greatest block ever. I don't think it is, but I think his defense, I think it was a good block.
It's a good block, but it is not the LeBron Iguodala block.
Nah, it's not.
No, dude, that was a chase down. You've never seen anybody facing a guy off of the ball, facing a guy come off of the pick and roll, D that guy up, square up against him, see the lob, turn and block the shot. You've never seen that.
Dude, that wasn't
chase downs. You see chase downs 5 times a year.
I've seen some old school blocks like that.
So we never seen Mutombo block a shot like that?
Or Ralph Sampson.
No,
or
Mutombo never blocked a shot like that.
We've never seen Akeem do that. Never seen Ralph Sampson do that.
Akeem probably could.
I'm sure he has.
You can't tell me when he did it, so no.
No, I can't. I mean, that's so long ago. But I'm sure someone's did it. I'm sure Kareem, who was in the stands, has did that.
Kareem, I guarantee you never done anything like that. He never had to. He never had to.
They acting like that's Tayshaun Prince's block or something.
Oh, I forgot about the Tayshaun
like that
block.
Ain't no.
There's so many great blocks, man, in playoff history.
Man,
now that Tayshaun
underrated. Or the LeBron, when dude was coming in trying to dunk on LeBron that one year from the Spurs, and LeBron just jumped straight up and put it right back in his face. Like, that's a block.
That was a good block.
Oh, the center guy? Yeah.
That was a good block. That was a good block.
That wasn't fair. That dude was that was not evenly matched at all. That dude had no ability.
He tried it though.
Yeah, he tried it, but he
tried it. not taking nothing from Giannis, man. He played a great game, and you know what? And Middleton came through in the clutch. He knocked down shots. He had that little crab dribble working, and he was knocking down shots. Hit that layup at the end. So they did what they had to do. I think going back to Phoenix, it's going to be a different game. The Suns role players will show up again. Bridges might show up. Cam Johnson might show up. If Chris Paul shows up, okay. I just think, this next game, game 5, is the deciding game. Whoever wins this game is going to win the series.
If Middleton and Giannis keep running that pick and roll where Giannis is rolling, Chris Middleton does that little dribble, stops at the elbow, either shoots or passes to Giannis, Milwaukee's going to win. And I'm like, it took you 16 games in the playoffs or wherever many games to figure my best offense is pick and roll with Giannis and Middleton.
Which are two best players.
It took you that long to figure that out. You're a freaking idiot.
They keep pumping up GOAT Coach Bud, and I'm like, no, he should have figured this out 2 years ago. I'm sorry.
I'm like, you just now figuring out that Chris Middleton can dribble. Okay.
I don't think he even figured it out. I think they figured it out. I think Middleton and Giannis figured this out finally. I think they did. Because you can tell they're not even running a play. They're just pick and rolling. That's it.
Yeah,
they're running a play.
They're putting shooters in the corner. He's like, come pick.
Yep.
If they don't trap, I'm shooting. If they trap, run to the hole, I'm throwing it. But I'm shooting it every time, even if it's a bad shot.
Hey, I just think, though, Milwaukee, for them to win in Phoenix, they're going to need a little bit more out of Holiday. I know he's playing a lot of D, and it's probably hurting his scoring, but he just looks out of sorts in offense. They're going to need some buckets from him to pull out that game 5.
They did talk about Holiday picking up Chris Paul full court.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I didn't watch the first half, so I don't know if that was a big
thing. He turns him.
He turns him? Oh, he does? Well, then it works.
Oh, yeah. He turned him the whole game. He did not let him have a straight path to the
middle. He's not getting to the middle of the basket.
He's not
in the middle of the court.
He's forced.
As soon as he comes across half court, it's to the right corner.
Yep. He's taking him to the corner every time. And that's where a lot of them turnovers came from, because he's trying to look back over the top, and pass behind his back and jump pass, and it's turned the ball over. Players aren't where they're supposed to be at in that situation because he's used to working the middle. So it's been the D has made a difference when they made the switch from, they started the series with PJ Tucker on him. And I was like, that's dumb.
But now they putting Tucker on Devin Booker, which is even dumber.
Yeah, and you saw Booker went off for 40 last night.
And I'm like, why can't Middleton guard Devin Booker? Like, I ain't gonna, he might cook you too, but I'm guaranteed that's a better matchup.
Why is Tucker playing? Tucker doesn't need to play. I heard somebody say earlier that that the center didn't need to play.
Brook Lopez. He doesn't get any burn in the fourth quarter.
He don't get no touch, but Tucker really doesn't need to play. He don't got no purpose.
I'd rather see Lopez on the court than Hunter at this point.
I see Bobby Portis is getting some burn.
Yeah. I think a little bit more burn from Portis would be nice. I like what 24 did off the bench. He had some big threes last night. What's his name?
I don't know the guy's name.
I always forget his name. I feel bad. He's in the dunk contest. We should know this guy's name.
White dude?
The dunk contest?
McConaughey?
He was in the dunk contest?
Yeah, like 2 years ago.
Wow. I never knew.
Yeah, I like him, man. He put up some good big shots yesterday. He went like 3 for 4. So what's happening here, Ben? Are you still standing with the Suns to win the series, man?
Yeah, Suns in 7.
All right, Suns in 7. I'm still riding with the Bucks.
The winner of Game 5 will win the series.
Yeah, that's my take too. Winner of Game 5. I think I had the Bucks in 7, so I'm gonna stick with that.
So I don't know, but Chris Paul, he need to get it together. I mean,
yeah,
they all turnovers, act like you can't dribble. I'm like, you've been dribbling for 30 years, now you act like you can't dribble in the finals. What is wrong with you?
I mean, maybe all these hand and shoulder issues are what's coming to the forefront now. Maybe it's hurting him. He doesn't look right. Something looks wrong.
Then let Devin Booker bring the ball up or whatever he's going to do. But I did notice, even though Devin Booker went off in that third quarter, him going ISO and going off got the Suns out of their playing style.
It does.
That ISO, him going crazy, is not always a good thing.
Nah, I mean, that's how they played in the bubble, and that's how they played the prior year. And we saw what their record was. I mean, they're a better team when everyone is involved. when Cam's getting shots and Cameron Payne's getting shots and Bridges getting that open shot. You're a different team when it's just Booker dominate.
Their ball movement is the problem. I mean, like, and I said this the game 3. It was clear that the guy coming off the bench, Cam Johnson, and my new favorite player with the dreads,
Jay Crowder, fell when nobody touched him.
He's taking over for the
those
ball
two
out
guys
of
were
the
hot. Those two guys were hot that game, and freaking they wouldn't give him the ball. They wouldn't give him the ball. He was begging for the ball, and he wouldn't give it to him. He was 3 for 3 or something. And when he gets like that, he is very streaky.
Yeah.
And Paul wouldn't give him the ball. He did all this other foolishness. If they just move the ball, man, sit Paul down and let the other dude come in the game.
Yeah. Well, they said, with Paul on the floor, they were -10. They've been -10 the last 2 games with him on the floor. So he may have to give Payne a little bit more run if CP doesn't self-correct here. But going home, I expect Phoenix to play well. Still 50-50. The odds still have the Suns to win. I think at -145. And they got the Bucks at like a +165 now. So the odds have evened out, but they still got the Suns bringing this home.
I will say this, though. My final take on this is to me, the Suns are still the better team, but it's very clear that the Bucks have the 2 best players. In this thing between Middleton and
Giannis. So you think Middleton's better than Booker
when he's on? Yeah.
No, but that's an argument for another day.
Exactly.
But
hey, this has been the No Culture for Old Men podcast. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to like or follow us on Instagram or YouTube on any other platforms. We appreciate y'all following us. Appreciate you keeping up with us. We'll check you out next week. Peace.
All right, bye.
All right.
You want to come over here and get some wings? Man, about some wings for you.
Oh yeah, I'm coming to get them wings.
What kind of wings?
Doing some Chili's,
Wings from Chili's.
They got some habanero.
Oh yeah, I'm coming to get them. Hey, but real quick before we get off, I want to get y'all thoughts. Keep recording. Sixers are in talks with the Kings. This is the trade. The King, Buddy Hield, Marvin Bagley, 2 future first-round picks for Ben Simmons and Shake Milton.
Oh, De'Aaron Fox ain't in the deal. I don't want it.
You don't want? What about Buddy Hield?
I don't want Buddy Hield.
He better than Ben. At least he'll shoot.
He plays on the trash team.
At least he'll dunk the ball when he's wide open.
He will. I don't want Marvin Bagley's basket case though.
But he'll be a backup center, right? He won't.
He's a small forward. He's not.